Alex, Dan Roach from WBZ.
What's up, Dan?
How you doing?
Good.
I think Bregman's about to play in his 100th postseason game of his career. You've talked a lot about him all year long. Now this next stage, how important is that experience? What can he do to kind of pass along what he knows to the rest of the group?
He's been talking about the postseason for a while now to the guys, and this is what he's done throughout his career. He's played meaningful games in October. Well, he's played meaningful games since 2017, right? He got called up in 16. They didn't make it, and then in 17, this is all he knows. So excited for the kid. There's a stage that he's been here since 17, battling with them, and happy that he's playing third base for us.
I was going to ask about Bregman, but Dan did such a good job. I guess I'll inquire about the roster and whether you guys have decided on anything there that had been up in the air.
Yeah, we haven't talked about it. Lucas, he's not going to be on the roster. He's been battling with his elbow the last few days, and today he went to see Dr. Dugas. So, hopefully it's nothing major, but he won't be ready for this one.
What does that mean for you guys in Game 3?
We'll go the first two games, and then we'll decide. Obviously, we got some kids over there that they have started lately, and but first things first, Crochet, Bello, and if we have to make a decision for Game 3, we'll go from there.
And just to clarify on Giolito, where is he geographically, did you say?
He's seeing Dr. Dugas.
Seeing Dr. Dugas.
Gotcha, yeah.
Alex, you shared your choice for left field with two lefties coming up. Would you like to further inform us about first, second, right, and DH?
I haven't talked to most of them about, how we're going to do it, but, it's probably going to be kind of like the similar lineup that we have. I just want to make sure JD knew. I think defense here in left field matters a lot, and he's done it before. They're good against lefties and righties, Fried and Rodon. So, go out there, battle, and hopefully, we get the line moving and we get them out of the game early.
Alex back here. 17-8 in the postseason is your record. What makes you most comfortable in October when the games get tight and the stakes get raised?
Good players. It's good players. They play well in October, especially. Most of them are 1 year, right? But I think we did a good job in 21. The wildcard game, the Rays, and then we were up 2-1 against Houston, and just didn't happen after that. But good players. At the end, they decide the games. We'll make decisions based on what we see as a group. We will be aggressive pitching wise, and hopefully works out again.
Hey, Alex, through all the years you've been involved with this rivalry, is there one memory that stands out more than any others or any
Xander's homer in 21, that was the loudest it's been in Fenway Park. That was electric, just the ball went out and the place went nuts. That's the one that really gets my attention.
In the Yankee-Red Sox rivalry, in 18, as much was made with Judge and the boombox in New York, and the media and the fans. Was it an issue, or did it come up in rallying the team at all?
No, not at all.
What do you make of just the fan interplay back and forth between the two cities?
This is where we at, and with social media and so many platforms and so many shows, that's what they get, and they enjoy it.
Alex, just the whole trajectory of Narvaez this season, coming to spring training, probably the backup catcher, didn't really know, hadn't had much major league experience, just to see where he's gotten from then to now to kind of be a cornerstone of the team going into the playoffs.
Just a good player, a guy that he understands who he is. Was really good for a while there offensively, regressed a little bit. Connor started playing well, and we were able to take care of Carlos. And I know he was 0 for whatever before a double or the homer, whatever, but he's been swinging the bat a lot better. Defensively, he's really good. What they do here, the Yankees, behind the plate, is something that everybody knows that they're great at that. They had some good defensive catchers throughout the years, and Carlos is a product of their system, right? It just happened that they had so many that they needed to trade somebody, and it was him, and we got him. But Carlos, he's been able to slow it down too. The last week, he was a little frustrated offensively. He was able to breathe after those two big swings, but behind the plate, that's what we were looking for from him. Connor has been better too, but what he's done throughout the season is eye-opening.
When it comes to Lucas, was it something he was fighting through, or did it really?
I believe so. I believe he was fighting it. He was going to throw a bullpen during the week, and we have to, cut it short. Was he in play for the last game? Probably he was pushing that way, but after, Saturday, Sunday, he didn't look too good, especially yesterday, and that's the reason we sent him to see the doctor. And like I said, hopefully it's nothing major.
Is May here, or is he?
He's in Fort Myers.
Okay, so he's not gonna at all be in this series, like.
No. I think for us, there's no changes. No De Leon, no Giolito, and we go.
So who would be the candidates for that third game?
Like I said, we have some kids that started this week, and we'll see how the first two games go, and then we'll decide for if needed for game 3.
Alex, as somebody who played, coached, managed this game, what about Judge's season impresses you the most?
That everybody thought that he wasn't going to be able to do it because he didn't have Soto in the lineup, and he was the best hitter in the league. I mean, think about batting average. I know people, they don't value it, quote unquote, but he hit like 330 whatever when guys are hitting 240, right? I mean, that's special. And then he hits the ball out of the ballpark, and he's a good base runner. Obviously, a little bit banged up defensively, but he's really good out there. Just impressive, And early in the season, before we face him, I was watching. I'm like, man, this is tremendous. This is eye-opening, just because of the fact that Juan went to the Mets, and people are like, oh, well, they're gonna pitch around him. He's not gonna get pitches to hit, whatever. No, he's that good.
Alex, you've seen the Yankees a lot this year, obviously, including just a couple of weeks ago. That said, both teams also have had advanced scouts on each other. What can that find? How can that influence the postseason series?
It's funny that you said that. I don't know. I really don't know because we don't know who we get in tomorrow, which lineup, right? They're probably gonna match up with Garrett, right, with the righties, but who's gonna play where, right? The last version of them at Fenway, it was a very athletic one, wise. They ran the base as well. They played good defense. They put some tough at-bats from the right-hand side, so we'll see. But, there's always something that might come up the last 2 weeks. Teams, especially they were pushing to win the division, so they had to play all the way till yesterday, right? So there was no hiding or avoid this because we're making it to October, right? Their goal was to win the division. So, we had guys following them for a while, and, you can pick something here and there, but we played the whole season. We just played a few weeks ago, so we know each other.
In 05, 07, you've had a bunch of postseasons with the Red Sox. Do you remember an instance of something from the advanced scouts, Dana, Langone, anyone that really influenced the course of a postseason?
There was the one that got my attention was in 07. Lackey pitch against us, right? In Anaheim, David took him deep, 3-2 breaking ball. So TC, he's walking it through it, this and that, sequences, and when the meeting was over, he goes to David, by the way, 3-2 count against Lackey, you're gonna get a breaking ball, and he did, and he crushed it. I was like, oh shoot, that was cool. That's a cool moment. Yeah.
Alex, back here again. You guys are really good on the road the last month of the season. 14 wins out of the last 20. What do you attribute that success to away from home?
I don't know. I think we were like up and down early in the season, and then at the end we needed to win games, and the guys play well. That road trip, the last one, going to Tampa against a tough pitching staff, we play well. We were really good offensively. We won the first two, then we lost the third one. Toronto, same thing, play well. We didn't win the third one, but we felt good about it. It was 4-2 going into Fenway. But overall, I think we have played good baseball. When we didn't play good baseball, we stay playing 500 ball, which is what you want to do. But there's nothing that, we play in Sacramento, we play in Tampa. I don't know. There's nothing that gets my attention that we were better because of we play better defense or we just play good baseball.
Thank you, everyone.
We're good. Thank you.
Garrett, excuse me. You've been in the postseason before, but in a far different role, far different format. Wondering what you remember about those experiences, how it might impact you tomorrow night or inform your preparation, and how different is it getting ready as a Game 1 starter?
As far as what I remember, not a ton. Just remember how bad it sucks to lose. It was a completely different role, like you said, and now with my experience just as a player and as a starter, I'm just going to try my best to treat it as another start. You know, obviously the implications are a little bit bigger, but for me, there's no need to put any excess pressure on it. There's already a good lineup on the other side, so that's enough pressure as it is.
Garrett, could you have imagined being in this position a year ago?
Yeah, definitely. I think that I've always had a lot of self-belief, and I always wanted to be this guy that could throw Game 1 of a playoff series. So to be here now comes as no surprise.
Garrett, what is your earliest memory of a Yankee Red Sox game that maybe you watched, and just wonder what you took from it, and if you ever envisioned yourself being in the middle of it?
Not really any memories, to be honest. I wish I could give you a better answer there, but you know, outside of watching the series on Netflix, don't really have any memories of that.
Garrett, how much when you joined this team did you want to have an impact beyond the day that you pitched? That you know you would try to be one of the leaders, try to be somebody who could help out other guys, and you know do more for the team than just your 30 starts.
You know, it feels like we have 26 guys that feel the same way. You know, since day one, it seems like, you know, as far as extending a helping hand and being a good teammate, that role has been carried on throughout the clubhouse. So I don't think that, you know, I'm alone in that thought. You know, I think that every player wants to be remembered as a great teammate, and I'm no stranger to that myself.
And Alex was telling us before that you decided that the team would dress up a little bit on their way to New York. What went into that, and you know, why did you feel that was a good time to do it?
Yeah. I mean, I was telling the rookies when we were celebrating clinching, it's, you know, this could be the one time you get to do this as a major leaguer. So let's enjoy it and let's feel good about ourselves.
Garrett, Lucas has been such a big part of this team all year. Alex just told us he's having some elbow issues and won't be in the series. How much you're hoping everything's okay with him, and what's your concern level for your teammate?
Yeah, I think that we're all thinking about Lucas. You know, there's never a good time for it, but this is a tough time for it. It's a big blow. You know, he's a great arm, and I think that he strikes fear in opposing lineups. So we'll be missing him. You know, he'll be in the dugout with us. So, and you know, he's a great teammate and a guy that has a lot of experience. So I think that his mind will lend us a helping hand. But yeah, we'll be missing him for sure.
Garrett, in the back, what will your emotions be like when you step onto the mound for that first pitch coming up in Game 1? How much have you dreamed of this, and how much fun is it combined with business?
Yeah, it's fun. It's exciting. Hard to know what my emotions will be like until it happens. But you know, right now, like I said, I'm just trying to treat it like it's another start. You know, I've pitched here twice already this year and faced this lineup 4 times. I don't want to say it's comfortable because it's a tough opposing lineup, but there is a sense of comfort there and just knowing the faces that I'm going to be going up against. So for me, it's, you know, just taking it one pitch at a time and trying to get as deep into the ball game as I can.
With Giolito out, Alex Cora just said that, you know, some of those young pitchers might be candidates for that Wednesday game. What have you enjoyed most about you know, seeing Early and Harrison? What makes them special? Obviously, Early has some really good swing and miss stuff. Like, what have you liked for them?
Yeah. Harry, I actually worked out with a couple off seasons ago down in Arizona, so I got familiar with him and his stuff, and have followed his big league career a little bit up until him joining us. And then as far as Early goes, the pitch ability is beyond his years, man. It's really good plus stuff. 5 pitches for strikes, and like you said, the swing and miss component. I think that he'll be a huge bolster to the staff here in the postseason.
Garrett, on sending the text to Alex about the attire, what is it about the dress that made you think that changes the mindset or affects it?
I don't think it's anything about the mindset. Like I said, it's, you know, this could be a once in a lifetime opportunity for some guys on this team. So I think that we should treat it with the dignity that it deserves.
Garrett, back here on your right. Your manager 17-8 in the postseason here wearing a Red Sox jersey. What type of piece do you feel that adds to your team, outside of the field, outside of play? What type of weapon does he represent?
Yeah. With experience, I feel like you just continue to gain more and more composure in the situations that require it the most. Obviously, he won a ring here, and he knows what it takes. Bregman, Lowe, those guys know what it takes as well. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's on us as the players to get the job done. But he's put us in positions to succeed all year long, and I look forward to playing for him here in the postseason.
Garrett, in terms of years, you're not that much older than some of these rookie pitchers that we're talking about, but in terms of major league experience, you're years ahead of them. When you look at, being a rookie and your journey to get here, game one starter, the rivalry, how would you describe that journey?
I was a product of a very fortunate circumstance when COVID hit, being on a team that was making a postseason push. So my major league experience was, I think a lot different than others, of course. Obviously I got a lot of time on the IL as well, so it's a little bit different. But for me, it was, I knew that I had the stuff to belong, and that's kind of what I see in Early. When Early came up, it was a sense of comfortability and who he was, not in a boisterous way where he's being loud in the clubhouse, but just more so in that he knows who he is. And I think that you could see that in Harrison as well. And in Tolle, he's definitely finding his way as he continues to integrate the curveball and the changeup and the off-speed offerings a little bit more into his arsenal. But I don't think it's all too different than these other guys. Everyone's got their own journey, and at the end of the day, it's when the lights come on, who are you going to be that day? I could go out there and suck, and all of a sudden my experience doesn't matter, and those guys could shine, and everyone may be shocked or surprised, but it's just who those guys are, and it's who I am. So I don't think that it's necessarily a black and white thing like that.
Garrett, along those lines, you've had your regular season routine, and you mentioned that you faced these guys numerous times. From a game planning standpoint, how are you going to go into this start? Will you lean back on that experience, or will you approach it with fresh new eyes?
No, I think that you're always citing previous at-bats. Like you said, 4 starts against these guys, so I have a lot of at-bats to cite. But for me, too, at the end of the day, it's what am I most confident in the moment? It could be a pitch I haven't thrown to a guy all year, but if I see an opening for it, I'm going to attack.
To that end, perhaps, what led to you throwing your sinker so often in September?
Cutter was getting hit a little bit. Four-seam command was a little spotty. Those are the negative components of it. And then on the flip side, I know that it's a really good pitch. You talk to guys about trying to cover 2 different heaters, let alone 3 if you're including my cutter as a fastball. And it's a tough task for any hitter to put up with. Especially when we're at Fenway with the short wall there in left field. I feel like the sinker's kind of just, when I would be behind in the count and I don't want a guy to pull it for a homer, I'm going to throw the sinker, and it's been very effective for me.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Garrett.
Thank you, guys.